Good everyone, on today's video. Today we have a updated premium review on the M1340 Series 2. Straight away, I'm going to talk about not only the price of this tank, but whether it's worth it or not. Typically I wouldn't do this straight at the start, but for this tank, it gets a special honour. This tank costs nowadays 400 Golden Eagles. Back when I reviewed it, it was battle rated 1.0 and it cost 250. Or, if you started with Italy as your main nation, you got this tank for free. And if you played back when the Italian tanks first came out, like I did, if you played 3 matches at a certain rank, which I believe was 2, you got this tank for free. Is it still holding up in terms of performance to this day? Bear in mind, an entire BR jump has happened. The short answer, no. If you get a down tier, yes, it still does perfectly fine. But that's the catch. And this is probably why I'm going to have to do a video covering the M13s, the M14s, and the M15, just to demonstrate why these are poor tanks, but I'll do that another time. So, going over the armour. The armour's the same as originally. It's 30mm thick on pretty much everywhere, minus the turret front, which is 45. You then have the decent gun mantler, which is not as good as it used to be, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. The side of the tank hasn't changed at 25mm. The rear of the tank hasn't changed at 27 and 25 accordingly. And even the turret ring has actually gone up a bit last time in fact, no, that is the same turret ring. It's just the way... I haven't seen this turret ring armor in a while, but still. I remember it being 30 at one point, but I think they put it back to 50 after someone complained or something like that. So, the main problem with this tank is not only the price, because I think 400 is steep, considering how bad this tank is in this day and age. But it's not just the armor that doesn't help, although if you want a tip for the armor, angle towards the machine gun port. Anyway. Going into problem number 2 of this tank, mobility. When I first got this tank, I believe it had 120 horsepower. That's in RB, because yes, I actually have to state that. I might have to start stating it in my reviews now. But it had 120 horsepower, which in a 13.6 ton tank is not ideal. So this thing used to drag its heels quite a lot, and it still drags its heels quite a lot. 10 horsepower ain't going to make much of a difference. And next up is the gun, which in 1-0 matches, like when it used to be 1-0 and you got up to 2-0, perfectly fine. Like, it was fine. It did have trouble against some of the French tanks, but it was perfectly fine. The problem is when you get above that BR bracket, which, of course, you now can do. You can face 2.3, 2.7, and even 3-0. Now, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it is not a good idea. This tank's gun struggles to pen some stuff at 2.0 anyway, like the T-70. There's some of the British tanks that used to struggle against. There was also, I think it's the Chi-He back when that was 2.0 used to be quite dominant against this thing. The Ho-I as well is also another one you're going to struggle to kill in this thing. But in general, when you're fighting 2.0 tanks, you're at a push already. But when you're starting to meet 2.3, 2.7, and 3.0, this tank gun just doesn't work. It bounces off the side of a lot of tanks. You'll be very surprised. And as you're going to see in this match, we faced an angled Panzer IIIe, and that thing doesn't exactly have stellar armor, but it was able to stop our rounds because he was just angled and I couldn't penetrate him. Even if I went for the turret front, it's double layered, so it ain't going to penetrate. But on that basis, I just simply cannot recommend this tank to a new player. That is plain and simple. The machine guns run out of ammunition quite quickly. That is a warning to you. Although, to be fair, if you're playing Italy, you're going to have to become accustomed to that. The main issue is that this tank just isn't worth the price it's asking for, and it's just not a good tank for a new player. It's not even a good tank for an experienced player. Now, sure, the match you're going to see is a down tier. But as you will see, most of the players that I run into are blind as bats. What if I'm facing a few experienced players, which, let's be realistic, it's low tier. A lot of experienced players like to relax down there. I'm going to get my arse handed to me by stuff like Panzer III's. They're not exactly meta tanks. And for some Italian players to think this is meta, I can't agree. But anyway, I'm going to hand you over to the gameplay now. I will probably have to do a video at some point on the Italian mediums, the M13, M14, and M15. But, you know, I'll probably do that another time. But anyway, I'll see you all in the gameplay. And, well, it's just me in this gameplay, unfortunately. Didn't really, no one else wanted to suffer with me, I'm afraid. But, you know, that's just something you have to put up with. But still. Anyway, I'll see you all on the next one. What in the hell are you doing, Mr. Daredevil? Jeez. I'm surprised he didn't flip the tank given how bad the freaking physics are nowadays. So the idea we're going to try here is there's a nice little hill we can use to set up. Which is just over there, if anyone is curious. Alternatively, there's one just over here, just near that rock. So we're going to probably do that. Depending on the situation, of course. Now, depending on how this gameplay goes, I'm fairly certain I'm going to get some comments from Italian tank mains who are going to say, oh, the tank is good, you just played it wrong. How can you play a tank with hardly any mobility wrong? That's all I'm saying. You can't get into position if you don't have the ability to get into position. Right, we don't have gun depression now, so I'm going to have to move up to the rocks a little bit more, like I said. Yeah, we're going to have to. There's the rocks just near that Stridsvagen, that's where we're going to head to. Although the Stridsvagen has negative 15 gun depression, so he will be much better off than we will. But he doesn't have the armor like we do, for the turret front at least. If you want, buddy, I can take that position. If this thing even has the horsepower to get over these rocks. Yeah, it did, surprisingly. Do I have a gun and machine gunner? The moment when you bounce off an M2. Oh, the effect of my shot there, that didn't help. There's something over there with 2 MGs. I think it's another Panzer III. Yeah, Panzer III. It might be an F model. I see that longer gun. If that's an F, he can go for our armor. Bounced off. Bounced off. Hit the track again. I mean, at least he's playing it right. He's playing it hold down. That's exactly how you should be playing that thing. We're just not penning his armor because this gun is just so insufficient. And bear in mind, that is a same tier tank at us at, what, 500 meters? I think he's just been killed, I'm not sure, but... Anyway, let's have a look. No, he's not dead. He's far from it. Alright, that's kind of what I was looking for, but, you know. Whoa. Don't fall over him in our tank. Really don't want you to. Thought I'd take a shot at the plane as it goes over. Right. So we do know there's a Panzer III still down there, just near that dead one. Let's get moving up. We've got the team to support us, so we should be able to do something here. They've got another plane. Yeah, it was a 3F, like I thought. I'll at least get an assist on him, because obviously we did damage the radiator. That's why I aimed there. I figured if I can't damage him to, like, penetrate his armor, I'll just go for a spot that's weaker, and I can penetrate. Well, we'll go over here. Panzer III. The turret front took that one. If that was in any other position, we'd probably be dead. There we go, that's the less armoured Panzer III, which we can penetrate. Same with that one. But against an F, oh sorry, a J, it ain't happening. What the hell is that? That's a Hampton, we're probably dead. Yeah, anything we can't kill, I'll just let the team kill. Because we're going to need it. I think this Panzer III is still around this corner, so I'm going to go and try and kill him. And hope the team has my right. The key word there is hope. Yeah, you know your gun is sad when you can't even pen the side of a... or the front armour of an angled Panzer III, which... a Stuart can do that. Well, we're up to 5 kills, so we're doing okay. That was lucky. Thought that was going to go a little bit higher, to be honest. There's another tank that just came through there. Black Panzer. There we go, got him with machine guns. Which ran out of ammo right as I killed him. Like I say, in the down tier, you can do some work. But in an up tier, because trust me, I've faced an M13-105 in this thing. It ain't happening. Go first, because you got the 47mm. Gunner, loader, commander, horizontal turret drive. What the hell is that thing? What's that? It's that M13 thing. I was hoping to finish it off with a machine gun, but no. Probably gonna get some revenge kills coming my way any sec. Oh no. As I said, I was hoping to finish him off with a machine gun, but you know. Can't always get what you want. No, that gunman that's going to take the hit. Gunman on an M2 is surprisingly strong. For a low tier tank, mind you. What in the hell is that J&A doing? He's become a tree hugger apparently. I thought he was dead, to be brutally honest. Thought someone had killed him. Machine gun, there we go. Are you able to be killed? Nope. There you are. As I said, in a down tier, this tank was perfectly fine. It's the up tiers you gotta watch. And there we go. Pretty nice result, if I do say so myself. But yeah, do I recommend getting this tank? I'm going to say it at the start of the video, but I'm going to say it here as well, because some people just skip straight to the gameplay. Considering this is meant to be a premium, and it only works in one BR bracket, no. Just no. If you want an Italian premium, go ahead and get this, or this. And that's my conclusion.